Congratulations, you've made it to week 8 and now you're ready to draft your IRB application and your PowerPoint for your proposal. Here's what you're going to do. First of all, go to HBU IRB, and what you want to look at is the most recent copy of the application. Remember that once you submit your application, it can take anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks to get a response. When you look at the website for HBU IRB, you will see certain windows of time where they guarantee they will give you feedback within 2-week window. I want to encourage you to always listen to your chair. When your chair says to you that it's not ready to go to IRB, be patient, walk through the steps, accept the feedback, and make the changes necessary so that when you submit to IRB, you can go in with a level of confidence that it will be accepted at the first time. I've seen some candidates go back 7 times waiting for approval. Follow the directions, listen to what your chair says, and hopefully you'll submit, you'll get timely feedback, and you'll be able to start your study. The second thing I want to mention is about the process of your proposal. Your committee chair will let you know when he or she believes you're ready to move forward to your proposal defense. Once your chair believes that it's time, he or she will schedule your defense for you. In many cases, it's going to be a face-to-face proposal defense. In some cases, it may be held via Teams or Zoom. You will not invite anyone else to attend your proposal defense. That is for your chair, your committee, and you to really review the work that you've done so far in your doctoral studies. You'll present a PowerPoint about your study. You'll introduce yourself. You'll include the title of your study, the members of your committee, how your study aligns to our 10 pillars at HBU, and then you'll walk through chapters 1, 2, and 3. Your entire presentation is 20 minutes, maybe 30 at max, and then your committee has time to ask you questions. They will ask questions that will see how well you know your material and your upcoming study. They may seek clarification on some items, or they may ask some different knowledge questions to see where your study could potentially go. This is a really great opportunity for your committee to gather around you and to celebrate your study and where it could lead for future research or publications or presentations. Again, it's a good opportunity to take feedback and to apply it right away. You'll complete your PowerPoint presentation in front of your committee. Your committee will ask you questions, and then they will ask you to leave the room. Your committee will discuss your presentation and your draft that they've all read, and they will make a determination about your next steps. When you re-enter the room, your steps would be either 1, yes, submit to IRB now, or 2, we're not ready for you to submit to IRB because we have some pretty significant suggestions we're going to make for you to be able to move forward. Or 3, we're ready for you to submit to IRB, but we have a couple of details we need to work through. Schedule a meeting with your chair to get these details taken care of. Sometimes it's a matter of going back and meeting with the methodologist who's helping you on your committee to make sure that the methodology is set up in the appropriate fashion. Sometimes through the questioning process during your proposal, there might be more information or a different angle of the study that's wanted to be taken. And so you go back to be able to add that into your study and make sure that's going to be very clear for when you submit to IRB. But once at the end of that meeting, you will know your next steps of what you need to do to be able to move forward. Now, I always recommend at the end of that proposal, if you get the answer of we're ready for you to go to IRB, take the afternoon off, celebrate with your family, celebrate with friends, acknowledge this milestone that you've just crossed, and then get to work the next day to get that IRB submitted. The way that you submit your IRB is that you have the application filled out, and again, that's found on the HBU IRB website. You fill out the application completely, you attach your city training certificate, and you email it in PDF to your chair. Once you email it, you will have already signed it prior to making it into a PDF. You'll include your city training. Your chair will look over it one more time. In some cases, your chair may ask your committee to look at it again. But everybody will look it over. Your chair will then sign the PDF, attach their city certificate, and your chair is responsible for sending it to the IRB. My encouragement to you is to keep reaching out to your chair for updates and to seek clarification on information that is needed. But generally, your chair can turn that around within 48 hours to get it to the IRB. Sometimes they may get it a little bit more quickly, and sometimes it may take a little bit longer. I can think of sometimes when I've worked with a committee and when I was the chair and I received the IRB application and I had a couple more questions, and I personally went to the methodologist just to ask a couple of questions to make sure we were on the right page. So don't be discouraged if it takes a little bit of time, but keep reaching out to your chair to ask those questions. Once you've submitted to your IRB, you have a waiting period. During that waiting period, my recommendation is that you continue to refine and adapt and adjust your chapters 1, 2, and 3, particularly chapter 2. Your literature review should continue to build throughout your entire dissertation process because you should be getting more information that you will be adding to your literature review. So as you start to look at another angle, that would be another subtopic, and it's another one-page paper maybe that you're going to embed into your chapter 2. Your chapter 1 will really be adjusting the entire time, even after you write your chapter 5, because chapter 1 is really the overview of the entire dissertation process. So don't be discouraged if you're continuing to make refining changes the entire time. It's to be expected. Your committee will not let you go to IRB or even really to propose until they believe you're ready. And so keep plugging away. Remember what I said at the very beginning. Schedule out the time. You have to schedule writing time. It is not something that's going to magically fit into your schedule. You have to build it in. Be diligent in building it in as you continue to move forward. Remember that if you make any significant changes to your study, you do have to go back to IRB. That's why you take this step so seriously, to make sure that you're understanding the ethical obligations that you have as a researcher, but also it's an important communication tool to the IRB and to HBU. So use this time to really make sure that you understand your study and what you want to accomplish and how you're going to get there, and then uphold those as you walk through the process. Your methodologist or your chair will help you as you work your way through there. I hope that you feel a sense of success as you're finishing up this 8th week in the course. I hope that you see all the progress that you've made and that you see this as a launching pad to keep going. Keep working on this and continue to grow in your writing skill, your presentation skills, and understanding your study. I look forward to seeing you again and communicating soon.